Hello there. Thanks for joining us on TVC Midday News. I am Mike Akure. We begin in Kebbi State, where the Nigeria Customs says it has intercepted contraband worth over 78 million naira, including over 280 pallets of compressed cannabis sativa in the last 1 month. Area Controller of the Command, Joseph Atta, while addressing journalists, revealed that the command also generated over 162 million naira as import duties revenue, at the highest since the reopening of the Kamba border. He says the command is determined to stop all criminals or criminal elements using the borders in the area command for drug peddling and smuggling of other contraband.
Revenue generation drive of the command has continued to witness gradual increase. In the period under review, that is October 2022, we generated a sum of 162,173,507 naira. 162,173,507 naira.
If this drug had entered into the market, what it will have cost our youth, the individual drug abuser, the family of the drug abuser, and the society at large. We all know that drug abuse is one that fuels all criminalities bedeviling the nation.
And let's talk politics now. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, is calling on party loyalists and major stakeholders in the Lagos to mobilize members for the party ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Earlier, the vice presidential candidate, Kashim Shettima, visited the popular Alabarago market in Lagos, where he canvassed for support. We have details in this report.
It's a carnival-like atmosphere here at the Alabarago market, and this crowd has shown the strength and popularity of the William Progressive Congress in Lagos State. And taking advantage of the day to sell the manifesto of the presidential candidate of the APC, the vice presidential candidate, Kashim Shettima, accompanied by the host governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Kano State, Umar Gandoje, and other prominent members of the ruling party encouraged the crowd to vote for APC.
For those of us from the north, this is very bad time. In 4 electoral cycles, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu supported northern Nigerian candidates for the presidency of Nigeria.
After the reception by the crowd, Governor Sanwo-Olu moved to the APC secretariat for a meeting with major stakeholders and loyalists on how to turn in 5 million votes for the presidential candidate.
Unit per unit, polling booth per polling booth. That's the only thing. That's the only thing we can use to pay this man back.
In the middle of the meeting, the APC presidential candidate walked into the party secretariat to be part of the meeting with his first constituents. While addressing the crowd, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu says it is time to unite all active members of the party.
There's no politics without anger. There's no politics without anguish. There's no politics when there's no pain. But with the pain comes the joy of victory.
Some of the party leaders who spoke say the party is ready to deliver the state for APC.
It's house to house, from one place to another, identifying the voters, telling the voters the need for that particular voter, whether it's a member of our party or not, the need for him to realize that this is what Sanwo-Olu has done.
Yes, they've given us sellable candidates from the presidency to the lowest level. So what remains for us is to make sure that we work very well.
As the 2023 general elections draw closer, many here have been advised to get their permanent voters card in order for them to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has faulted the move by the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign some naira notes in the country. The governor, who was speaking at the inauguration of People's Democratic Party Women Campaign Council in the state, said that the plan is not a good decision at this time, claiming it can further cripple the nation's economy. The governor called on the federal government to focus on a monetary policy that would help manage importation or importation dependent rather than a policy that would resort to more harm.
I am an economist. I can tell you categorically that this policy by the federal government, by the Central Bank of Nigeria, has no basis in economics. There is no reason to. This is purely political. When you decide to change your currency in such a roughshod manner, there's no urgency. The urgency for us is how to get food for our citizens so that we can remove the starvation in the land.
Members of the Youth Parliament in Ondo State have launched a campaign to mobilize more youths to participate actively in the 2023 elections. They made their position known at their sitting in Akure, where they called for introduction of a one-day governor policy in the state. Ayodeji Moradeya has more.
According to statistics, Nigeria has more than 65 million young people. It is one of the largest youth population in the world, representing an extraordinary opportunity for development. Members of the Youth Parliament in Ondo State believe that there is a need for youth to be part of the electoral process. At their sitting in Akure, they urge youth not to allow themselves to be used as thugs during the 2023 elections.
It's the youth that will determine that, and if it's going to go the other way around, which we don't pray for.
Speaker of the Parliament in Smith, Ikumakbayu, said young persons should use their numerical strength to determine who becomes Nigeria's next president. He directed members of the Parliament to take the message to the grassroots.
We also understand that this forthcoming election, we must do it properly. We must get our PVC. It goes beyond registering for PVC. A PVC is useless when you register for it and you don't get it. Get our PVC on the election day, file out decently, go to the election ground.
Other members of the Parliament stressed the need for the young ones to be part of the electoral process.
Most of these politicians, they will still make use of youth. So we are calling on the youth not to participate in that area. They should just go to the polling unit and vote and make sure that they make sure that they monitor their vote. They should not be scared. It's not a kind of vote and fight. So vote, not fight.
We need to keep sensitizing our youth, because for every stages of elections, we all believe that the youth are very instrumental to the success of the election. Therefore, they need to participate from all the stages of the election.
That we should vote and not fight. We should vote for our choice candidates. We should vote for the right person with our own personal conviction, personality, looking at their antecedents.
These youth parliamentarians believe that the campaign should be taken to the grassroots to educate their colleagues on the need to shun violence ahead of the 2023 elections. Ayodeji Moradeya, TVC News, Akure.